Thank you very much. With that, we will call the May 6, 2020 Executive Committee public meeting to order. First item on the agenda is the approval of the May 6 Executive Committee agenda.
Okay. I'll move that the following items of new business be placed on the May 6, 2020 Area Plan Commission Executive Committee agenda. First is the request to authorize filling a related primary approval extension request for Paramount Lakeshore subdivision S3152. I don't know if you want those both together. I'll go ahead and read them.
Yeah.
And then also a request for a related primary approval extension. That's also for Paramount Lakeshore subdivision S3152. And resolution PB 20-03. Westminster Village, West Lafayette, Incorporated, Westminster Village Cottages PB, Phase 1, Part 1, Z 2760.
When I call your name, please signify your vote by saying approve or deny. Jackson Bogan. Are you muted, Jackson? Approve. Dr. Carl Griffin.
Approve.
Gary Reynolds.
Yes.
Gary Schroeder.
Approve.
Larry Leverance. Approve. Tom Martell. Approve. Ray Jones.
Aye.
That, those motions are approved.
Okay, I move the following request for subdivision to be placed on the May 6th, 2020 Area Plan Commission Executive Committee agenda. Petitioner's request.
Oh, yeah.
Placed with their own
Put it on.
being without reference to compliance or non-compliance with the adopted subdivision ordinance. It's 4908 NKLM Place subdivision, minor sketch.
When I call your name, please signify your vote with yes or no. Jackson Bogan. Yes. Carl Griffin. Carl Griffin.
He's muted.
Doc. Well, we will come back to him. Jerry Reynolds.
Yes.
Carl Griffin. Gary Schroeder.
Yes.
Larry Leverance.
Yes.
Tom Martell.
Yes.
Ray Jones.
Yes.
That motion is approved.
And move to approve the minutes from the March 4th, 2020 meeting as submitted.
I second.
When I call your name, please signify your vote. Jackson Bogan. Yes. Carl Griffin.
Yes.
Gary Reynolds.
Yes.
Gary Schroeder.
Yes.
Larry Leverance.
Yes.
Tom Martell. Ray Jones.
Yes.
Minutes are approved. On to new business.
I move to hear and approve the request to authorize filling a belated primary approval extension request for Paramount Lakeshore subdivision S3152.
I second.
Don? Okay. Paramount Lakeshore is a plat that was, a preliminary plat that was approved 18 years ago. So it's an old friend. It's come back to haunt us. The reason we had to bring this back up was because the final plat for in the northwest corner of Paramount Drive and Sycamore Parkway was filed, and I discovered that the primary approval had expired. It had been extended a few times, but under our subdivision ordinance, we do allow that a belated primary approval extension be granted as long as they do the request to authorize, which is what we're voting on first, within 2 years of that primary approval being expired. So they just made it. It did expire March 20th, but they filed it before that. So this request to authorize the filing of the primary approval extension is what we're hearing first. And just to give you a little background of the property, all the public improvements were installed many years ago. It's ready for development, and we do recommend approval to file this authorized, to approve the authorization of filing a belated preliminary plat, primary approval.
Does the petitioner or petitioner's representative want to make a presentation?
This is Pat Cunningham. I am one of the owners, also the surveyor engineer on the project. And all I've got to say is that sales have been a little slow out there. And we built the road several years ago, the sewer, the water, the drainage, everything's in. And we've just been negligent on getting the extensions on the preliminary plat. So with that, I would request your approval for the authorization of this extension.
Thank you very much, Mr. Cunningham. Ryan, do we have any citizen comments?
We do not.
We will wait 30 seconds in case there are any citizens' comments, and then we'll wait for Mr. Zach to ask for the vote, or for the vote.
Jackson, I have a sweep hand watch on, so I can tell you when 30 seconds are up.
Mailed out to us, this, is that correct? Correct.
I could not download my balance.
Oh.
Okay, 30 seconds is up.
Zach, you want to do the call?
Yeah, no comments, Ryan.
None.
Okay. So when I call your name, please signify your vote for this motion. Jackson Bogan,
Yes.
Carl Griffin,
Yes.
Gary Reynolds,
Yes.
Gary Schroeder,
Yes.
Barry Leverance,
Yes.
Tom Hartog,
Yes.
Greg Jones.
Yes.
So the request to allow the belated filing is approved. And if you could please send those written ballots, as you get those done, to Don. He will try and collect those, and then Jerry, your vote is recorded at some point when you can get that written ballot filled out, but we can do that.
What day was that email sent?
Yesterday?
I think it was yesterday.
Yesterday.
Okay, thank you.
And that email came from whom?
Diane?
Is that at the end of the motions? No.
No, it should be a separate one. It's like an abbreviated agenda with links in between.
1:49 a.m. from Diana.
Thank you.
And if you notice, if you scroll down in the email, each one has its own ballot. So we're looking at it's 3152 right now. And if you click on that link,
Okay, thank you.
We got two so far.
we'll give everybody 30 seconds to complete the ballot and move on here in 1 minute.
Are those was that one? Fill them out, send them in.
Just hit, when you're done, hit the submit button.
Four.
You've got 4?
Those all be collected or mail?
I've got 4 responses so far.
You're not gonna get my response.
I got 5.
Wait, and we can tally those after the fact.
We have 5, so that should be enough that we could go on.
We are on to, I apologize, I'm trying to look at my phone and do this. We just did S3152, right?
We allowed the belated filings, and now we're gonna hear the actual extension.
Thank you. Now we will, Gary, if you would read that, please.
Will do. I move we hear and approve the request for a belated primary approval extension for Paramount Lake subdivision S 3152.
A second.
Well, now that we have an approval to authorize, this is a little unusual. We normally wait till the next meeting to do this, but because of circumstances, we're allowing the actual primary approval extension to be voted on as the following new business item. So it's the same property, same situation. Staff recommends conditional approval or approval based on the original conditions, and there were about 14 or so, but some don't apply anymore because everything's been built out for some time now. But staff recommends approval.
Petitioner, you want to say anything more?
I would just request your approval.
Thank you very much. Ryan, any comments?
There are no comments.
We'll wait 30 seconds. Sally, if you can time us, and then Zach, do a roll call, please.
Will do.
Got all 7 votes on the other one now.
Oh, yeah?
Wrong one.
30 seconds are over.
Zach, no comments, Ryan.
There are no comments.
When I call your name, please signify your vote. Jackson Bogan. Approve. Carl Griffin.
Approve.
Gary Reynolds.
Approve.
Gary Schroeder.
Approve.
Larry Leverance. Approve. Tom Murtaugh.
Yes.
Greg Jones.
Approve.
So the extension for S 3152 is approved.
Thank you. We'll now move to final.
Thank you, Chair.
Jackson,
Yes.
you need to do your next ballots, please.
Which ones?
So, yes, we need to complete the online ballots. It's the second item in the email that was sent to you. And if you would complete that, here again, Sally, we're not gonna wait because not everybody has the capability to do that right now. We'll leave it up to staff to make sure they get with the appropriate parties that did not get those
Got
completed.
6.
And Zach, if I understand correctly, the verbal voting allows them to move forward, correct?
Correct. So the written ballots are required by our own bylaws to get those done, but the official vote is the oral vote that I'm calling.
Don has 6 ballots, but you should know that we would like you to keep doing them as we go through the cases because the ballots are timed out at the end of the meeting. So you will not be able to fill out your written ballot after the meeting ends.
I can leave it open. But
Excuse me, I just was able to bring it up on my phone, and I did submit 2 ballots. Did you get those, Gary Reynolds?
I'm going to refresh the window and we'll see. Yeah, on the second go-around, all I've got is 6 so far. And I've got Larry Leverance, Carl Griffin, Jackson Bogan, Thomas Murtaugh, Gary Schroeder, and Greg Jones. Who am I missing?
Jerry.
Jerry Reynolds. Okay, we'll go ahead.
Okay. We will now move
2023 final detailed plans for Westminster Village Cottages Plan Development.
Okay. This plan development was approved by West Lafayette City Council on August 5th of last year. It's a very unique project. The first couple of phases were concerning these cottage projects that they want to add. Basically, there's 17 single-family detached cottages in the first phase and 12 in the second phase. So this first part of phase 1 is just 5 cottage homes, along with the final plat, which is the entire 17-acre site. So it was always the intent that this would be a single lot plan development with multiple buildings on it. This is a fairly unique project in that it has the ability to essentially have an unlimited number of future phases. Now that once the plat's recorded, that's sort of set in stone. But the final detailed plans, construction plans for future phases could follow because there's sort of an open-ended utilization of the MR zone development standards for future projects, and it's all spelled out in the PD. So these first 5 homes will kick off the development, but in the years ahead, we'll likely see future phases, future parts, as this redevelopment occurs on what appears to be sort of an on-demand basis. So the petitioner's final detailed plans consisting of construction plans for Phase 1, Part 1, and the final plat for the entire PD area meet all the required conditions at this time. Bonding is not being requested per the direction of the city and public utilities. So with that, I'm recommending approval of Resolution PD 2003. Be happy to answer any questions.
Thank you, Ryan. Petitioner's representative, want to make a presentation, and are there any documents to share through the community?
Yes, this is Kyle Betts with Fisher Engineering. We don't have anything specific to share other than thank you for hearing this and request your approval.
Thank you, Kyle, and thank you for your patience on this. Ryan, have there been any citizens' comments?
There are no comments.
Sally, would you start the timer, please?
Will do. Thirty seconds are up.
Ryan, any comments?
No comments.
All right, when I call your name, please signify your vote by saying approve or deny. Jackson Logan. Approve. Carl Griffin.
Approved.
Jerry Reynolds. Gary, I think you may be muted or I didn't hear you.
Approved.
Gary Schroeder.
Approved.
Larry Leffens. Approved. Tom Murtaugh.
Approved.
Greg Jones.
Approved.
Z 2760 is approved.
Please remember, if you would, go to your email and complete the online ballot as well.
6.
While you are doing that, I will move into the public hearing section of the order. For that, I've got an item that I need to read.
Sally, he doesn't need to read this.
For those of you unfamiliar with our procedure, the commissioner would like you to know the following. When we are requesting subdivided land, we are only concerned as to whether the actual drawing showing the measurement of the lots meets the technical requirements of our ordinance. The question of appropriateness has already been determined. Anyone wishing to make a comment and provide us with information regarding any subdivision petition will be given the opportunity to do so. There is a seven-member body, the majority of 7 is 4, regardless of how many commissioners are actually present. At least 4 votes in favor or 4 votes against are required for action to be official. If you're in the courts, agree to
Yes, we have all 7.
Thank you.
We got 9 votes on the one prior to that.
Gary?
I think we're going to continue 4908 to the May 20th, is that correct?
Correct.
Correct.
Okay,
I don't have any other public hearing, I think you're right, Gary.
okay. I move that we continue S 4908 KKLM Place Subdivision Minor Sketch to the May 20th, 2020 Area Plan Commission meeting agenda.
Second.
When I call your name, please signify your vote with yes or no. Jackson Bogan.
Yes.
Carl Griffin.
Yes.
Gary Reynolds.
Yes.
Gary Schroeder.
Yes.
Larry Levin.
Yes.
And there will not be a written ballot for this since it's not being heard, so you can skip that link.
Yeah, don't vote on it.
Mike Jones.
Yes.
That matter is continued to the May 20th APC meeting.
Zach, will we need a written ballot for that?
No. No, no.
So then do not vote on the ballot as 4908 KKLM.
Correct.
That will move to section 5, approval of May APC agenda.
I move that the following resolution be placed on May 20th, 2020 Area Plan Commission public hearing agenda. That be resolution 2020-03 Ellsworth project.
Second.
When I call your name, please signify your vote. Jackson Bogan.
Yes.
Carl Griffin.
Yes.
Gary Reynolds. Gary Schroeder.
Yes.
Larry Leverance.
Yes.
Tom Murtaugh.
Yes.
Greg Jones.
Yes.
That is approved.
And there is nothing to vote on that, the verbal vote is acceptable, correct?
Correct.
Thank you.
I move the following rezoning petitions be placed on the May 20th, 2020 Area Plan Commission public hearing agenda. Those would be ZE 2786 Heron Bay Development LLC, Greg Malakis, Stonehenge PD, Phase 4, R1 and PDRS Z 2790, to install A8GB Z 2791, Habitat for Humanity Lafayette Incorporated, PDRS R1B, Z 2792, Keeper Design Services Corporation, GBI 3, Z 2793, Murtaugh Law LLC, R1 to GB, Z 2194, Tecumseh Dental Properties LLC, R1B to MB, and Z 2795, K&K Homes LLC, R1A to R1B.
Zach, we need to, so Tecumseh Dental Properties was 2794, I second that.
Correct, if I may, Mr. Carl, thank you, 2794.
Got it. Okay. When I call your name, please signify your vote.
In
Jackson
the
Bogan.
subdivision down there?
Yes.
Carl Griffin.
Just read it.
Garrett Reynolds.
I don't see it listed.
Gary Schroeder.
Yes, and thanks, Carl.
Larry Leverance.
No.
Yes.
Page 7.
Tom Murtaugh.
Yes.
Greg Jones.
Belterra?
No.
We're all approved for the public hearing.
Oh, that's K&K Homes, I think.
Complete here, we go on
Yeah,
to
but-
item 6, approval of May ABZA agenda.
There was a reason for it,
I move the following BZA petition for special exception does not substantially adversely affect the comprehensive plan. Those would be
Belterra.
BZA 2034, Dave Hilton and Associates Incorporated, and BZA 2036, BZA 1778, Heritage Land Company, LLC.
Excuse me, can we go back? We need to set the agenda first and then do the vote on the special exceptions and the variances. So
Okay, did I get those out of order?
it should be number 6.
Roll up just a little bit here.
I apologize. Yeah, I did. Thank you very much. Thanks, Sally. I move the following petition to be placed on the May 27th, 2020 Area Board of Zoning Appeals public hearing agenda. That's BZA 2032, 1778, Heritage Land Company LLC, and BZA 2037, Tippecanoe County, NSEOA School Building Corporation.
Second.
When I call your name, please signify your vote. Jackson Bogan? Yes. Carl Griffin?
Yep.
Gary Burns?
Yes.
Gary Schroeder?
Yes.
Larry Levin? Yes. Tom Murphy?
Yes.
Ray Jones?
Yes.
This matter will be placed on the BZA.
Now pick up those I read earlier. Move the following BZA petitions for special exception does not substantially adversely affect the comprehensive plan. BZA 2034, Dave Hellman Associates Incorporated, and BZA 2036 and BZA 1778, Heritage Land Company LLC.
Second.
When I call your name, please state your vote. Jackson Bogan? Yes. Carl Griffin?
Yep.
Gary Burns?
Yes.
Gary Schroeder?
Yes.
Larry Leverance?
Yes.
Tom Murtaugh?
Yes.
Rick Jones?
Yes.
The motion is approved.
And we do not have a complete there. We are on to
Need to go back.
termination variances for ourselves.
I move the following request for variance from Unified Zoning Ordinance, or not request for use variance prohibited from consideration by ordinance and statute. BZA 2032, James L. and Sheila A. Cochran. BZA 2033, The Ridge Group Incorporated. BZA 2035, Jacob Olive, and BZA 2037, Tippecanoe County, NSEOA School Building Corporation.
Second.
When I call your name, please state your vote. Jackson Bogan?
Yes.
Carl Griffin?
Yes.
Gary Burns?
Yes.
Gary Schroeder?
Yes.
Larry Leverance?
Yes.
Tom Murtaugh?
Yes.
Rick Jones?
Yes.
On item 8, reading the rule of March budget.
Before you start that, we left something off the motions, and that is a subdivision to be placed on the May 20th Area Plan Commission agenda. It is S 4905 Bell Terrace subdivision revised major preliminary.
Gary, you can just make that motion. Just reiterate it for the record.
Like, so moved, it's good enough?
That's perfect. All right. Paul, when I call your name, please state your vote. Jackson Bogan? Yes. Carl Griffin? Yes. Gary Burns?
Yes.
I
Gary Schroeder?
should have proofed it better. I didn't.
Larry Leverance? Yes. Tom Murtaugh?
Yes.
Rick Jones?
Yes.
That is placed on the agenda.
Thank you.
Thank you. We'll now go to section 8, reading the rule of March budget.
And I'll move we approve the March budget report as submitted.
Second.
There is not a lot to tell you, and in fact, you only have the March report, because this report is derived from our financial program called Timekeeper. And the report for the salary portion comes from our timesheets, which are part of the database. Since only 3 of us on the staff have access to that database program called Timekeeper, not all the time since we've been working from home has been recorded. So once we are back in the office and people have access to that program to fill out their itemized timesheets, then we can finish the April report. That may or may not be ready for the May public hearing. If not, then we will do the April and May reports at the June Executive Committee hearing. Other than that, we haven't been spending a lot of money because we haven't been in the office. That's correct.
Any other questions for Sally? Hearing none, when I call your name, please state your vote. Jackson Bogan? Yes. Carl Griffin?
Yes.
Gary Reynolds?
Yes.
Gary Schroeder?
Yes.
Larry Leverance? Yes. Tom Burton?
Yes.
Greg Jones?
Yes.
Budget is approved as submitted.
Thank you. On this section, any other business?
Not for me.
Brian, any comments for other business?
No further comments.
We'll take that motion.
I move to adjourn. Nice to see everybody.
Yes.
Hey, Mayor.
Yep, thanks, good job on setting this meeting up. Yeah, very good, thank you.
Thank you. See you later in the month.
Bye.
Bye-bye.